Hello everyone, good morning, happy Tuesday, and welcome back. So I still have a big cut in my mouth because I bit myself, so I'm going to still be talking a little bit weird because it really hurts to talk. Anyway, AGRI, I think this is the ticker I'm up on the most, but in a nutshell, I pretty much did what I did yesterday. The only difference is I didn't get stuck in a big flush where I gave back all my profits. That's pretty much what happened yesterday. So if you erase that flush, basically all I did yesterday was take a bunch of little base hits and make a nice little profit pile. And that's exactly what I did today. I eventually decided to stop trading because AGRI was kind of ranging here. It had that potential for a front side, but then once it entered the backside, I didn't want to keep trading it. Plus the volume started really fading, and that was always a big red sign for me. But before we talk more about AGRI, let's go ahead and check out what I'm up. So I'm up 403 on the day. Most of the profit is AGRI. I do have a buy order on Space, but that was just a low buy order. Let me actually just remove that right now because it's not so relevant. We could talk about Space because it is up here 12%. So that's looking really, really good. Basically up on news that Space was going to start selling tickets for their commercial or tourism flights. And look at these swing trades just in general, super nice up today. Although most of these are buy orders. I'm only long, I think, Space at the moment. But I'll talk about that in a second. And let's go ahead and start with IPW. I think I only did one trade on this one. Let's go to it really quick. Start on the daily. It's an internet and direct marketing retail, 26 million shares outstanding, and a 58 million market cap. Really not too bad. In terms of stats, it looks like they're up on earnings, but overall backside pattern, so that does not look good at all with big resistance around 2.5. In terms of the 5-minute, you can see that this ticker really is struggling to hold onto any pop. And that's kind of what we've been seeing in the whole entire market across the board. Just these pops to the upside that never get held. Well, especially with the small caps that we're trading. So I was really quick on how I actually went ahead and traded this one. I actually bought this breakout here, but then it instantly got rejected. So I sold everything. It was a small size, but it did end up popping like 2% or so. I could have made a little bit more, but overall, it wasn't a ticker I felt worthwhile because it does flush a lot, and I was just too nervous it was going to flush, and lo and behold, it did end up flushing. Plus, this was a pretty risky trade to be buying a breakout on a ranging ticker that does have flushing tendencies. So I don't really regret that. I missed out on those extra 2%. The risk to me outweighed the potential reward. So with AGRI, this is really the ticker I zoned in the most on. This is a really weird chart. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Let's go to here. So I mapped out a few price levels back in the day, but I really think the only price level really worth watching is somewhere around this area, maybe around like 220 or so. We had former support here. As you can see, bounced off of this area, it did become resistance. And then I would probably argue somewhere around this area to around $2, definitely worth watching. And then again, maybe a little bit lower here to about like 1.9 or so. I didn't want to over clutter the chart, but let's go ahead and look on the 5-minute, zoom in a little bit more. And before we talk about that, let's see here. This is a food products company, 50 million shares outstanding, 27 million market cap. So usually what I'm looking for. And there is a potential acquisition coming in here. Actually, it looks like it is going to happen. Signed a definitive agreement to buy Netherlands-based agriculture technology consulting firm. So AgriForce is buying another company, and that's why they're up today. In terms of the 5-minute, I wasn't super excited. It popped up here, consolidated, and then pre-market had a really aggressive pop that never really ended up holding. The classic that we've been talking about, there goes Space. I'm looking to sell Space in a second, so we'll talk about that one right before we wrap up. And I traded this one looking for that red to green move because I knew there was a lot of support here around 1.8. So that's basically the range I was trading in. Let's go ahead and look at the 1-minute. Ooh, it hurts to speak right now. This was a bit of a delayed move. I was expecting a proper red to green move, but it instantly popped up higher here, 10%. And I didn't want to chase it. I did do a very low buy here and quickly took profits. It eventually sold off even more, and I started dip buying this one and then took profits again on this move. That was pretty nice. I did another pullback trade here, took profits, and then I think my last trade here was the range when we were extended to the downside on the range and quickly took profit. So all these trades weren't really that big. Also the position size weren't that big. I was just really quick to take profits, base hits, because I knew this market kind of sucks right now, especially for small cap. So I'm not going to be the one to get super aggressive right now, especially getting stuck in a 10% flush yesterday. I mean, AGRI did the same thing in 3 minutes. So yeah, it's a sketchy market out there. There's a lot of risk. You just got to be quick. I've been, able to basically break even on most of my red days and still make some little profits here and there. So it's worth trading, but it's just risky and not super ideal. Definitely hard conditions to learn how to trade in. In terms of SPCE, this ticker is really rallying today. Let me show you guys what's going on. This ticker is up 16% right now. Really, really nice. We'll just start on the daily. You can see how much this ticker is sold off. It's down so much, it's ridiculous. It's like 87-90% from all-time highs. So really big sell-off on this ticker. It has started finding a little bit of a base here, but I'm not super optimistic that the market's ready to reverse yet. But you can see the SPY is just up 1.2%, but a lot of these NASDAQ tickers, these high flyer tickers, they're up much, much more. And that's why I've been kind of managing my positions on them, because there's just so much volatility on these tickers, and they're all down like 90% off their highs. So if and when they do pop, you get these nice runs, and we've already had 40-50% pops on them with no news. So they are ready to run. And with SPCE, this ticker actually had some news here. Virgin Galactic shares are trading higher after the company announced ticket sales will open to the general public starting Feb 16th. So it does not take a lot to get these companies running. Usually this company would not just pop 15% for no reason, or for news like that. But the fact that it's down so much off the highs, there's no one really selling anymore in these levels. I do think we could see it come down again, just because there's not that many buyers either. And right now it's being really day traded heavy. And I feel like it could easily just keep selling off again, especially if it doesn't break over $10. These former highs here are like $9.90 or so. But if you zoom in, let's say to the 5-minute, you can just see how aggressive these tickers move. I mean, for example, this is a 17% move. So if you're just buying up support, which I'm really doing in my IRA account, you have those really good chances to milk these swing trades, these overnight holds, and I really don't think it's going to sell off so much. So I feel pretty bullish about just accumulating these tickers. I do have a very small size left in this ticker. I'll probably be watching it here, see how well it breaks 940. If it doesn't break 940 well, I'll just go ahead and sell this one somewhere in this area around 930 or so. I want to give it maybe a few more chances to break this 940 zone and see if we could have some continuation. I wouldn't be surprised if we did. I mean, that was a 12% move here, and then off the support zone, a 12% would get us around this similar price zone. And that's still below big time resistance where we had that former high. So we wouldn't even need to go back to the former high. We just need to go close to that. So I think it's very, very possible that we can see another, 3-4% here. But if not, I don't really care. I'll quickly close this one out with the intent to rebuy. And that's pretty much what I'm doing with all these swing trades. And it's been working extremely well. Unfortunately, I did hold a lot of them for a few months, so I did take a lot of that downside. So I think net, I'm quite negative on most of these positions, but trading this volatility, buying these support zones, selling into the pops has been very, very beneficial. And look at that volume coming in today too. This is the 1 hour, so really, really nice volume we're seeing here. We haven't seen that kind of volume in a while. Let's quickly look at some of these other tickers. We got Clove, potential big support coming in at 225. We have Coin. I really like this ticker. I would love to buy up some of that. LMMD, I actually just missed my limit order right here. Look at that. And it bounced 10%. So this was really close. Smaller size. Well, actually, it would have been close to $10,000. So not the smallest size, but so close. I mean, like literally, it looked at my limit order and then bounced up. So that was a little depressing. Oatly. Yeah, they're all crawling up very nicely here, but I still think overall the resistance is really, really heavy. Space is just that one off because it has the catalyst today, but any one of these tickers can have a catalyst at any moment, and I think that could pop it up 20-30%, and there's just not that much downside potential left on these tickers unless they go bankrupt. I mean, you never know how far a ticker can really go down. I mean, just look at Clove, for example. I mean, this ticker is down 90+% from its all-time high, so maybe it can go to 94, 95, 96. But unless it goes bankrupt, I think these are some really, really good buy opportunities we're seeing right now. Anyway, that's it for me. It looks like volume's fading across the board for the small caps, so I'm done with that. I'll keep watching the large caps. I'll make sure to update anything I do in the Discord under the swing trading section. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and don't forget to drop a like on the way out. Consider subscribing if you're new. We'd love to have you part of the community. And like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.